Okay, good morning and welcome to the results day support session. Just a few things. First of all, just before we begin, just to let you know that the session is being recorded, and a recording will be made available probably early next week. That'll be on the Pearson Music community pages, and there is a link in the slides to go to that. The slides are available to download in the materials section as well, so feel free to do that as well. First thing that I really need to do is just to make sure that everyone can hear me as well. So in your icon bar, you should have a raise hand icon. So if you can click on that now, just so that I know that you can hear me. Give everyone just a minute or so to do that. Looks as though most people can at the moment. If you do have any problems with audio during the session, the first thing to try is logging out and then logging back into the session, and this quite often will fix any problems that you're having as well. Okay, just going to lower the hands there. There's also a chat function in the session, so if you do have any questions or want to communicate with anyone, you can type into the chat box and ask any questions in there as well. Okay. So just first things is the results days, dates here. So for A-level, so A-level music and A-level music technology, the results day will be Thursday the 13th of August. Results can be released to students from 8 AM. Before that date and time, you're not allowed to share the centre assessment grades or rank orders prior to results day with students, parents or carers, or anyone outside of your centre. And then there's also some links there to some guidance issued by JCQ and Edexcel about preparing for results day as well. GCSE music is a week later as normal, so Thursday the 20th of August there for GCSE music as well. Obviously this year has been very different as well, and there are some things that will be different around results day in terms of what resources are available and the processes that are available as well. So here's a list of things that will be different this year. Obviously, there won't be any grade boundaries issued this year as no assessments were set. And that means that there will be no notional grade boundaries as well for components. There won't be examiner reports. Again, obviously, no assessments were sat, so you won't be getting the examiner reports that you would normally get each exam series to go through and give exemplars of that come out from the papers that are sat there as well. And then in terms of the services that we offer as well, there won't be access to scripts. Again, there aren't any scripts to access this year, and there won't be the reviews of marking and moderation, so what's more commonly known as EAR, and so the reviews of marking won't be taking place this year as well. There is an appeals process, and Ofqual have published certain things around that to set out what the appeals process is, and they have confirmed a few things. So they've confirmed that a student who has evidence of bias or discrimination, that's not an appeal. That would be something that they would need to raise with their centre. But an exam board could investigate that evidence, but that would be looking at it as a malpractice thing rather than an appeal. So it's a different approach there to what would normally be an appeal. Ofqual decided that as now centres must have a procedure which allows students to request a review of the centre's decision and not to appeal to an exam board. And they confirmed that appeals should be allowed where a centre believes it has made an error when submitting its information, or if the centre believes the exam board made a mistake when calculating, assigning or communicating a grade as well. So those are the general reasons around why you can make an appeal. And there is some more information about appeals online for this summer as well. And there will be more information coming out around this as well. So the appeals service is expected to open from the 13th of August. So that's the point when the level 3 results will have been issued, and you will have all the information that you need to inform any appeals process as well. And as it says there, we're currently working with JCQ and the other awarding organisations to finalise the process for the appeal, but it will be in line and based on the information published by Ofqual after they carried out their consultation as well. So this leads on to the autumn series. So Ofqual confirmed that there will be a full autumn series running, and there's just recently been more information come out around that as well. So they did confirm that it's not a full open series, so only students that had entries for the summer 2020 series, or students and centres that can prove that there was an intention to sit that exam in summer 2020 can be entered for the autumn series. So the entry deadline for A-level is quite early, and that is the 4th of September. And for GCSE, the entry deadline is the 18th of September. The window for the exams is there for A-level runs from the 5th of October through to the 23rd. And then for GCSE, it's a November series, so 2nd to the 23rd of November there as well. There's the dates for each of the papers for A-level music technology, A-level music and GCSE music. So 7th of October, 13th of October, 16th of October, and then the 17th of November for GCSE music as well. And I know this has been quite a short session, but it was just to share the general sort of information around preparing for results day, where you'll find that information, so that and sort of thinking about the autumn series as well. But at this point, I'd like to open it up to any questions, really, just to clarify any points. So please do type things in the chat box. So there's a few coming in. Will the appraising paper be released once the autumn series is finished? So in terms of that, I would assume that the appraising paper will be issued as normal after the autumn series, because as far as I know, I believe it will be that paper that was due to be sat in the summer that will be used for the autumn series there. So once that exam has been sat, we'll be releasing the papers as we normally would there. If students are sitting an exam in autumn, how would coursework work? Ofqual confirmed that coursework wouldn't be included in the autumn series, so it would just be based off the exam. Will there be a cost to the students entering the autumn series exam? I believe that the exam costs will be the same as normal. I haven't seen any particular information on the fees at the moment, but I believe the intention is for it to be the same fees as normal. That's just something I'd need to confirm though. It was about not using teach predicted grades. So someone's asking, any news on the press stories about not using teacher predicted grades? So for the results this summer, they will be based on the centre assessment grades and the statistical standardisation processes that exam boards have put in place with Ofqual. Will the A-level paper be full paper? Centre might not have covered all the set works. As far as I know, as I said, the intention sounds like it's to use the summer paper that would have been sat for the autumn series. And that's a similar question there about the resit being the original paper. So if the student enters the autumn series exam, will a new grade be given on the appraising component only? So yes, so the grade for the autumn series will just be calculated from them sitting the appraising paper, so no coursework would contribute to that. And just for confirmation, both results from their summer series and if they sit the autumn would count, and they can use the higher grade from whichever they get there as well. Are we allowed to tell students CAG after results day, even if they are different to what has been awarded by the exam board? So from reading what is said about it not being released before results day implies that yes, you can release your centre assessment grade and the rank order to students after the results have been issued, and obviously that may be something around what you might base any appeals on there as well. Will the autumn exam be based on appraising only? Yes, so it will. The autumn exam is only based on the appraising paper. This is something that Ofqual did hold their consultation about what would be included in the autumn series, and their outcome was to only use the appraising paper to calculate and work out the grade for the autumn series there. Okay, will students themselves have to pay? Will the cost be absorbed by the exam board, or surely the centres have already paid them to the students initially? I believe there is a process going on around refunds for the summer to some extent as well, but from my knowledge, it would be a fee that would need to be paid by centres students there on for the autumn series. Okay, Students who were entered for the GCSE music exam in year 10 still do the autumn series exam. So in terms of that, from the off-call consultation, it's anyone who had an entry for summer 2020 would be eligible to sit the autumn series there. And will the new grade be taken as the final grade, even if it isn't as good as the CAG? No, so the student can use whichever grade is better, so that's something that they would decide. They can get issued both results there, and then they would use whichever is the better result. Just someone saying they missed the first 5 minutes of the session. Yeah, so the session's being recorded, so I'll post the recording of this early next week in the Pearson Music community pages. So would students have access to a holistic CAG? Would they be able to request grades for each unit, resitting the appraising paper, but have actually been predicted a higher grade initially, where they can now choose whichever grade is better though? So in terms of that, the centre assessment grade that you submitted to us for the results would be an overall grade, so that would be the one that you would likely share with students along with their rank order. So that would be the one. If you've used individual component grades when you're working out your centre assessment grade, you may want to share those as well. But in terms of the grade that will count to work out the grade that's issued in the summer, that is the overall qualification centre assessment grade that was submitted to us. We'll be able to record the session on the 2nd and 9th September. Yes, they will be recorded as well. So all the sessions that I do on here are recorded. Just see if there's any more questions to come in. But just on this slide, there's links here. So there's Twitter, there's a link through to our contact page via email or live chat. You can sign up for my updates using the form there. And as I said, there's a link there that would go through to the community pages where I'll post the recording of this session as well. Someone just asking, did the term malpractice originate from Ofqual? I'm not sure if Ofqual used that term, but malpractice is something that is a thing that we do have investigations each year into malpractice, if there's a normal series or not, as in this case last year. So it is a common term that we use in the exam boards for investigating things as well. So that's where that term has come from. Okay, it seems like there's no more real questions come in. I hope that you found this useful, just to share this information really and get you prepared for results day in a few weeks' time. Wish you and your students all the best for that time as well. And you can have 10 minutes back and hopefully enjoy this wonderful sunshine as well.